Thank you for joining us. For Denver 7 News at 6, I'm Jessica Porter.
I'm Shannon Ogden. Glad you're with us tonight. A 3-year battle for justice could come down to whether the defendant is able to stand trial.
An Urbana family is hoping a judge will say yes in the case of a man accused of driving drunk and killing their mother, Neely Bowman. Denver 7 Investigates has been highlighting the complications with Colorado's competency laws in court cases.
Investigative reporter Natalie Chuck has the Bowman story and why the family fears that after all this time, their case could be thrown out.
This is a stack of documents we've been reading through. It's something we've gotten used to doing as our team keeps learning about criminal cases being tossed out when defendants are found incompetent. These are hundreds of pages that detail years' worth of court proceedings and a defendant repeatedly being picked up by police. Despite that, this accused drunk driver might have all charges dropped because of Colorado law. Moments. Caught on camera.
Whoa.
Christmas. Birthdays, Halloween.
Hey, where's my treat? That's my treat.
For the Bowman family, cameras have captured the best days and the worst.
One person is dead after a fiery crash this morning in Golden.
It has been a non-stop nightmare.
But nightmares don't normally last this long.
3 years and 3 months.
That's how much time has passed since everything changed for Joseph and Billy Joe Bowman. Investigators say Guillermo Ramirez sped through a red light on Highway 6, going more than 100 miles per hour. The car hitting an SUV that burst into flames. According to these arrest documents, Ramirez's toxicology report on December 17, 2021, the day of the crash, revealed drugs in his system, plus a blood alcohol level of 0.225. Ramirez was only 18 years old at the time.
I didn't have enough time to react. All I could do was scream, and then he hit us.
The SUV that caught fire was carrying Joseph, Billy Joe, and their 66-year-old mom, Neely.
She was the most warm, sincere, giving, loving person that you'd ever meet.
And she was fearless. You know, she was a single mom. She had to be.
The months after the crash left the siblings severely burned, and their mom much different than before. Instead of holidays, cameras captured hospital visits.
Oh, you're not gonna roll. You're okay. They got the brakes on.
Neely suffered third-degree burns, multiple fractures, and eventually had her leg amputated.
She was going to be okay, but then she just slowly deteriorated because of the injuries from the accident.
About 9 months later, Neely died.
She was literally tortured for the last 9 months of her life.
The passenger in Ramirez's car also died during the crash. Ramirez now faces multiple charges of vehicular homicide.
Our mother deserves justice. We are victims. We deserve justice too, but she deserves justice far more. And the idea that this could all just be dismissed and he could be allowed to walk away is unacceptable.
Ramirez's attorneys argue he is incompetent, something prosecutors disagree with. Under Colorado law, if the court agrees a defendant is mentally unable to aid in their own defense and likely never will be, a judge shall dismiss the case. We found out this is exactly what happened in another case against Ramirez. This one in 2021 in Denver. According to court documents, he was accused of beating up his then-girlfriend, but was eventually found incompetent in 2023. The charges dropped.
It's not a 20-minute checklist.
Leora Joseph is the director of the state's Office of Civil and Forensic Mental Health, the agency overseeing competency evaluations.
We look at supporting documentation. We try and get as much medical history as we can, not to mention criminal justice history.
She cannot talk about specific patients or cases, but we did have questions for her about the system after reading through these documents. In Ramirez's case out of Golden, getting him evaluated faced delay after delay. In one letter, a doctor with the state reveals Ramirez did not show up for his appointment. In another instance, his defense attorney says the state could not complete Ramirez's evaluation due to, quote, budget constraints and high caseload volume.
What do you feel when you hear a doctor say, hey, we have to delay this because of
budget constraints and caseload.
I think sometimes someone doing an evaluation may say budget and caseload and not understand the big picture.
Typically, when you hear the word incompetent, you might think someone is severely mentally ill. But Director Joseph says not always.
It is a reality that someone may be incompetent to proceed, and yet they're not a danger to self or other, and they are not able to be hospitalized.
But in this case, documents indicate Ramirez could be a danger.
He has gotten arrested since he hit us.
After the crash and out on bond, Ramirez was picked up once for allegedly violating a protection order and another after he was caught by Lakewood police accused of drinking tequila in a parked car.
It's not a matter of if, it is a matter of when he endangers someone else.
Is there any concern that defendants might be gaming the system? Maybe they know this case will get dismissed if I'm found incompetent.
All of our evaluators, even our contract evaluators, are either psychologists or psychiatrists, and they check for malingering, which is what the faking it. I don't worry about that as much. I do worry to make sure that we have places for people to get the holistic treatment. It's not about gaming the system. It's about seeking appropriate levels of care for people.
This was her birthday.
Once again, Joseph and Billy Joe find themselves on camera, this time sitting in front of ours, calling for change in Colorado courts.
It puts us in a very sickening position. You have to go to bat at court and say, he needs better care. He needs doctors to actually give a damn and actually do what is necessary to rehabilitate him to the point of competency, not because I give a damn about him or his well-being. It's because I want to put him in jail where he belongs.
We have been briefly in touch with the family of the other young woman who died in the crash and are hoping to sit down with them soon. Ramirez's defense attorney declined our request for an interview with him. It's important to remember that in this case, the judge has not agreed that Ramirez is incompetent, at least not yet. But it is a decision the court will have to make, likely at a hearing on Thursday. Before that, we will be breaking down testimony from the doctor who evaluated Ramirez, revealing how she came to her conclusion. That story coming up on Wednesday. For Denver 7 Investigates, I'm Natalie Chuck.
Powerful story.